What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the local meta report here in St. Louis, Missouri. I, of course, am Brad, aka the mayor of Lorcana and co-host of the Rules of Villainy podcast. This video series, however, is a series in which each and every week I bring to you the latest and greatest in Disney Lorcana winning decks here at our locals. We are in week 2 of the Attack of the Vine meta, and I'm really excited to bring you 4 decks this week, 4 unique decks as well. So the meta is wide open. Cannot wait to talk about those. But before we do, I do have to give a quick shout out and promo for the Black Cauldron Cup. That's right. We are co-hosting even a 5K event at Impact Gaming Center the weekend of October 9th through the 11th. And it's going to be a 5K. It's going to be, hopefully, we're expecting to be the biggest Disney Lorcana event that St. Louis has ever seen, the greater St. Louis area, if you will, because it is on the Illinois side, but all the same because the community expands beyond St. Louis proper, and we just absolutely love that store. We cannot wait to do that. If you are in the area or willing to travel, registration starts a week from today, August 10th at, I think, any time. There might be a specific time on the website. The details will be in the description below, but definitely bookmark that and check it out so you can be a part of what we think is going to be something huge and something I am very, very, very excited for. If you can't attend, bookmark the channel, like and subscribe, because we will be streaming it here on the Rules of Villainy channel and the Impact Gaming Center Twitch channel at the same time. It's going to be a blast. Can't wait. You're going to hear about it for the weeks to come if you are a Rules of Villainy subscriber. So apologies in advance, but we want to make it as big as possible. So that being said, let's talk about the decks that I have in hand for week 2 of Attack of the Vine. All right, and our first of 2 decks from the collector store out in St. Peters, Missouri. From the Tuesday Night League, we have Steelsong, piloted by Christian, getting the 3-0 on Amber Steel. And Steelsong is back in a big way. We saw Kirsten on here last week with her version of it, and this one isn't much different. The one glaring difference I see off the bat is the Violet Par package. He's running the 2-cost inkable 3/2 with alert. No, not alert. I apologize. The resist +1 that can shift into the 5-cost 4/4 that quests for 2 with resist +1. And what's really important about that ability, aside from the resist making it hard to remove, is that whenever you play this character and whenever you play another hero character, because she is a hero, so I should say hero in general, you may draw a card and choose and discard a card, so you can do a little bit of filtering and a little bit of a extra draw package there as well. In regards to the Maylin Lee, who's looking for pandas and songs, you got your Ariel, who's just a straight draw when she has a card underneath her, and then Akud even replaces itself when that card is sang, and that is one of the most powerful songs in this deck, for the sense that your angel on the draw can sing that on 2 and get out a 4-cost character on turn 2. It's absolutely insane. Maybe it's going to be the bigger angel who comes out and just starts pinging away but snowballs as she discards a card to throw 2 damage at anything you've played on your first few turns, and likely taking it off of the board. Some early aggro in this deck as well with the Lilo 1-drop. She is a 1/2 that quests for 1, but if you follow up with a Stitch on 2 or any time in the game, that Lilo will quest for an additional 1 lore. But everything else in this deck does what Steelsong does. It establishes singers, it establishes removal from those singers, and then makes a board presence with the shifted Violet Par. We do have the Gaston, who is going to be in every Amber deck of this set that comes out and just takes care of anything with 5 strength or more. It's world's greatest criminal mind on a body. But other than that, yeah, Christian is a great pilot, found his way to success with 3-0 win on the night with Steelsong. Congratulations to him. Let's move on to another familiar deck. All right, our second 3-0 deck from the collector store belongs to the one and only Justin, back on Ruby, Amber, Sulley. This is the exact same 60 cards we saw last week, where he took the 3-0 both Tuesday and Friday night leagues. And it's no surprise, Justin is a great pilot, former qualifier for Nationals in the first season of DLCs. And what I say on this video all the time is, if it ain't broke, why fix it? He hasn't had a reason to change anything in this deck. It flows together very, very well. In fact, I was so inspired by it last week because I really, really wanted to play Sulley and hadn't found a a good deck to net deck yet with it, and I've been tinkering with this version of it and having a lot of fun with it. The Sulley combo, as we talked about last week, is absolutely insane. The 5-cost uninkable new boss comes out and allows you to pull a character out of your discard and come in exerted as a bodyguard. And if he survives that turn, or if you chose not to make him exerted, you can shift him the next turn with the Sulley and Boo card. And then anytime that card is banished, you can replay the Sulley from underneath it for free. And then what happens when you do that? You pull another card from the discard. It could even be the shift card you just lost and repeat the process. It's really, really annoying. On top of all of the Sulley shenanigans, the line that we have here is we have a Hercules on 1, a Scrooge McDuck on 2. Of course, we are looking to get as many boost cards out there to get the draw package from the Webby's Diary. Another card that I found in testing to be kind of annoying for the opponent if played correctly in tempo is the Scrooge's Counting House. It gets +1 lore and +1 willpower for every card underneath it. So if you get that out at an opportune time where they can't deal with it quick enough, it becomes harder and harder for them to deal with it. So I do like the addition of that. Running 4 of it there, and plus it's an extra boost draw for Webby's Diary. Some other things in here. We see the Gaston that we just talked about with Christian's deck, along with the support package of Augustin Madrigal that activates that Gaston pretty easily. We have the new Maui time in the Copper Rush card at the 6-cost 8/5 slot. Rush and Reckless. This Basset Hound is nothing to be messed with. Comes out swinging. And then at the top end, we have the Maleficent Dragon to just burn anything that is not warded in front of it. So really, really fun deck. One card I underestimated is the new Red Alert, actually. I do want to draw attention to that because I don't think I talked a lot about it last week. It is a 4-cost inkable action that allows you to banish chosen character with 3 strength or less. And if you have a monster character in play, chosen opponent loses 1 lore. And that 1 lore saved me in a game that I thought was all but lost. That you have to read your cards. I know it's the second week in Attack of the Vine, but I am notorious for not fully understanding a card as I'm playing it. Red Alert is really good. It is Medusa on a body, or on a Medusa without the body, for those of you remembering the boss before rotation hit back in the day. So ultimately, really solid deck. Of course, he has a 4 of the Raging Storm in there to do a board wipe if needed. But yeah, congratulations to Justin once again for getting that 3-0 on Ruby Amber. All right, moving on to Manicore Game Shop in the Thursday Night League. ROV's own Captain Inkswell, Steven, gets it done with his bread and butter once again, Ruby Amethyst. However, it is not the exact same Ruby Amethyst as it was last week. He did make one very unfortunate change, and he had to take out the Be King Undisputed, part of the greatest Disney song of all time, which is very unfortunate, but he did replace it once again with Red Alert, which we just talked about on Justin's deck. The one thing that stands out with the Red Alert, maybe he needed that 3 strength removal for specific scenarios, primarily maybe the Emerald matchups, but he doesn't have any monsters in this deck, so he's never getting the lore siphon. I like my cards to do everything they're supposed to do, but maybe that 1 lore is not as important to him as getting rid of an Eleanor, for example, who is such a pain. And you will not be seeing any Eleanors in this video, thankfully. But other than that, everything else is virtually identical to last week. It is a supers deck, so he is looking for the Bob Parr super strong shift with Mr. Incredible. He does have some exerting abilities with Isis Vanderchill, which is a big deal in that matchup that we just talked about, getting those cards to turn sideways before Pocahontas comes out and makes you unable to challenge anything in the first place. But Isis Vanderchill has become clutch as a replacement for the 5-cost Elsa 5th Spirit from last rotation. Other than that, we have the Reckless Liquidator. We have Dumbo for a little bit of draw. We have Violet and Cheshire Cat for some damage moving, as well as the always flexible Mrs. Incredible, super stretchy, giving her either evasive or +1 lore at the start of each turn. One spicy card that I also really like is the Louisa package. Just another cat out there. Once she acquires up to 3 damage, you can move that for 1 ink to another character, and you can move damage from your characters. A bunch of damage manipulation here. And of course, as we talked about last week and on the podcast just recently. Peter Pan and Tinkerbell, fast friends who just turns everything on your board evasive and makes it even more difficult for the opponent to deal with outside of a board wipe. So, yeah, very good deck, very good player. And it sounds like the changes he made, the B Kings weren't really needed. The red alerts made the deck work just as well. Congratulations to Steven. Let's move on to our final deck of the week. All right, our fourth and final deck back at the collector store, coming to you by way of Nick from Lorcana Collections. Our friends over there, make sure you like and subscribe from the link below. Getting it done with Emerald Steel. It is exciting to me that Emerald Steel is back, and not in a mean way. None of that discarding crap. We have a new Emerald Steel here that is exciting, if I didn't express that enough already. We are looking at the one drops of the Violet Par package that we talked about earlier in Christian Steelsong, but even more exciting is this new super rare Rapunzel. She's a 1-cost inkable 2/1 that quests for 1, and once during your turn, you can discard a card to give her +1 lore and evasive. So already an aggressive start there at the cost of lessening your hand a little bit. If you don't want to do that, you can open with the Flynn Rider as well, which is a 1/2. He is from the Whisper set, of course, because he is a Whisper. He has a 1/2 quest for 1, but you can boost him on turn 2 to give him +2 strength and another additional lore. As long as there's a card underneath him, he's always got that. So that is conditional but permanent, unlike Rapunzel, that is making you discard every single turn. And what that opens the door for is another fun team-up card from Attack of the Vine, and that is the 5-cost inkable Rapunzel and Flynn Rider Unlikely Pair. It is a 4/4 quest for 2 and a shift 3. So it's a 1-2-3 combo there with Rapunzel and Flynn Rider. And they have 2 abilities on this team card. The first one is a common steal ability that we've seen before. Whenever this character quests, you may draw a card and choose and discard a card. But what makes this extra spicy is the fresh start ability. During your turn, whenever you discard a character card, you may play that character from your discard, but you pay all costs. So it is basically essentially allowing you to dig deeper into your deck. And if you planned on playing a character that turn, just discard it. If you have the ink to play it, you can play it from the discard as you discard it. A really fun and interesting combination there, and activating that super early as well. As far, we already talked about the Violet combo. We do have Lenny and Ursula that will snipe things out of your hand. It could be an action or a song in either case, and Lenny has the additional ability to ready himself up whenever an action is played. We do see that he has Smolder, Look What You've Done, 3 arrows, Strength of a Raging Fire, and he hurled his Thunderbolt here. So lots of opportunities to bring Lenny back up. A little bit of spice in the new Queen card from Wilds Unknown, a really fun Emerald card that has been coming in and out of Emerald decks, allows you to quest higher or have 2 additional lore when the opponent has more lore than you. So a little bit of lore manipulation there. Angel to throw snowballs, Merida, and the 3 arrows package is something that's actually really exciting to me. Makes me really want to sleeve this up. This is definitely the spiciest deck of the week and my favorite. And I think I want to try it out because for a lot of people don't know, Emerald Steel was my go-to in set 1, which is probably why I didn't win a whole lot, but I enjoyed the combination there. And this is the first Emerald Steel deck in a while that is got me excited. The Merida 3 arrows thing is something I've been wanting to do, but I haven't built it myself. And I will shamefully or shamelessly net deck Nick and have some fun with this. And the one final deck or card at the top end here is the Milo Thatch 5/5 quest for 3 with War. Just an egregious card in lore and discard manipulation there. So yeah, fun deck, 3-0. He did take down Justin, who we talked about earlier. He also took down his daughter, the other half of Lorcana Collections, who was on Emerald Amber Aggro. And then he also said he played Jerry, that was on the Mickey and Minnie Baja Shift, the duo that card there. So 3 big wins there, 3 great players, and Nick found his way to the top with Emerald Steel, which is fascinating. So congratulations to Nick. Remember to like and subscribe to Lorcana Collections below. Let's hit that outro. And that's going to do it. That's going to wrap up this week's local meta report here in St. Louis. Thank you to everybody who submitted their deck to allow me to celebrate you. That's what this video series is all about. Thank you for everybody who tuned in to watch this kind of content. If you like this, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications so you can get any kind of Rules of Villainy content. We do have the podcast proper dropping every Friday. We have the local meta report. We have deck test Tuesdays. We are now on the ICL, which I will link below so you can check out the Illuminaires Champions League and play and see us playing. We won't be on the stream this week, but we will be hopefully featured in the weeks to come. It's going to be a blast, so definitely check that out. But we appreciate you being here, appreciate everybody in this community. Again, if you are local or willing to travel, check out the Black Cauldron Cup coming up in October. Or if you can't, please watch the stream here on our channel and have a good time with us. We cannot wait for that. So until next time, happy questing.